Ninjago has had its fair share of sets over the 13 years it's been going so far, and most are pretty great. I mean, that's why it's still around. But occasionally there is a bad apple, a set that is simply trash. There's no polite way to put it. So today, we're going to take a look at my picks for the worst LEGO Ninjago sets from every year. Let's go. Some quick rules to establish. No gimmick sets will be on this list, nor polybags, nor dimension sets or anything else of that nature. And no Ninjago movie sets either, just main Ninjago series sets. However, 4+ is fair game. Now, the first year of Ninjago's existence was 2011, which is probably older than a lot of you watching right now. And despite going for 13 years, the Ninja haven't aged a day. I'm biased as I view these early Ninjago years with a nostalgic rosy tint. I'm having a hard time picking the worst. Like, look at these, they're all so cool. Though since spinners are out of bounds, I had to choose from one of the 15 main sets. And I ended up picking the Ninja Training Outpost. Not because it's inherently bad or anything, it's just that the others beat it. Cole's is probably my least favourite pilot ninja suit, once again not because he's bad, but because the others beat him. Unfortunately, this set is small, which hurts it. With Lego, bigger is usually, but not always, better. And later on, we'll take a look at a small set that works really well. Moving on to 2012 now, a monumental year for Ninjago. The pilot season had been a smash hit, and now the first season of the show was in full swing, with a further 14 sets releasing. Once again, it was hard to choose. I ended up going with a set that I didn't want to pick, but that I think I have to. The Venomari Shrine. This was my very first Ninjago set ever, and it's small but sweet. ZX Zane is included here, or ZX Zane for the Americans. It's got some fun play features and some cool pieces. Yet again, it only comes last year because of its small size. 2013 was a much more small year for the sets, with only 6 this time around. And this one is an easy choice. It's the Warrior Trike. I specifically remember going to Big W in 2013 and excitedly running to the Lego aisle, where I then requested the super dope looking Garmatron set. I was sadly told no, and had to settle on this thing instead, and I've held a grudge against it ever since. This set looks like something a 3-year-old would ride. I rebuilt mine in 2021 after being destroyed for years, and now it is currently trying to disassemble itself. It falls apart super easily, like who knows where the big parts off here went. And look at this, the wheel axle is snapped completely. The only good part of the set is the figures. This J is really cool, and he has this jetpack thing that I never bothered rebuilding. The Stone Warrior here is also very cool, though his mask piece did snap on mine years ago and I had to purchase a new one from Bricklink. Just broken pieces all around with this set. In conclusion, there are some trikes that do it a lot better, like one we'll look at in a moment, but this set is just not that great from my personal experience. Moving on to 2014 now, which was a great year for Ninjago. The sets this year were all very good, except for maybe 1 or 2. I think I'm going to have to pick the Overborg Attack as my least favourite set of this year. I'll get this out of the way really quick, that I think Lloyd's motorbike is really good for one of its size, and the minifigures are cool, with rebooted Lloyd and the Overborg, which is crazy considering we didn't get Overborg's normal form for like 9 years. This motorbike thing is really weird, and it's difficult to find any redeeming qualities about it. Oh, and it's also non-canon, never appearing in the show once. Yeah, I would have just preferred the Lloyd bike on its own. 2015 is where things get interesting, because this is the first year with 2 seasons, Tournament of Elements and Possession. I genuinely think all of the tournament sets are really good, even the super small ones. And the Possession ones are also great, though I think I'm going to have to give this one to the Blaster bike. I don't really like this set. There is a better bike this season anyway, with the Chain Cycle. I think the motorbike itself is a bit too oversized. Other bikes this size have pulled it off a lot better. And the minifigures aren't that great. I don't love the grey on Cole. He's probably the worst out of all the Possession Ninja in my opinion. And Cowler, the Ghost included, isn't that great, though the set does include 2 Screamers, which is nice. Probably one of Ninjago's more worst bikes out of the 20 or so there has been. 2016 brought us Ninjago Season 6, as well as Day of the Departed, the Halloween special. I think all of the Day of the Departed sets are good, well maybe not Ronin's Salvage Mech, though the rest are pretty cool, even the Ejitsu Battlegrounds. So that leaves Skybound, which also has mostly good sets, though I think the worst of them is definitely the Ninja Bike Chase. Double bike sets can be done pretty well, like this set we'll talk about soon, but here it doesn't work as well. mainly because the bikes look super weird. And I mean like super weird. Just not very visually appealing. The minifigs include Squiffy the Pirate, Destiny Robe Kai, and Nia in her possession suit, which is at least show accurate. I mean, the whole set is show accurate, but I still dislike it. Since I'm not counting the Ninjago movie, 2017 is solely dedicated to Season 7, and to be honest, Season 7 has a lot of weird looking sets, though I think the Vermilion Invader takes the cake for the worst. I was inclined to pick the smaller set, the Vermilion Attack, but that one doesn't look that bad. As for this, I don't even know what it's supposed to be. This is the third set so far to have this caterpillar tread piece, so who knows, maybe I just have some kind of an aversion to it. The set is a bit too strange for my liking, though the figures are okay. This Zane is cool, and I don't hate the Vermilion. Having said that, I don't love them either. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far, please consider leaving a like or a comment. Thanks. Moving on to 2018, which brings us two of the all-time best Ninjago seasons, Sons of Garmadon and Hunted. Despite having only 6 sets, all of the Sons of Garmadon ones were very good, like the Street Race of the Snake Jaguar. Great builds and great figures. The Hunted ones were also pretty good, though I think the worst has to be the Destiny's Wing. It's labelled Destiny's, so I'm guessing it's supposed to be like a smaller vehicle under the Destiny's Bounty brand, I guess, like the Destiny's Shadow. It's piloted by Kai here, even though it's not even his in the show, and I guess Hunted Kai and Jet Jack are okay figures. There's really not much else to say here. 2019 ushered us into a new era of Ninjago, with the Wild Brain seasons. But of course, this year was also home to Ninjago Legacy, and 2019's Worst Set award has to go to Monastery Training. It once again suffers from being way too small, though that's not why it's on here. Let's take a look at the other small set from 2019, Lloyd's Journey. This set is really good. The minifigures and build are average, but it's the exclusive Akita in wolf form that elevates it to really good status, as opposed to this set, which has Legacy Nia and, Legacy Kai, as well as being just a pretty bland build. 2020 was also a pretty huge year for Ninjago, bringing us Prime Empire, Master of the Mountain, and Legacy Wave 2, though the worst for me has to be the Jay and Lloyd's Velocity races. I really don't like Jay's one. I think it's pretty flimsy, though I do like this big katana in this toothpaste colour, and I don't really like Lloyd's bike. Lloyd got a much better bike the following year, in my opinion, and I don't even know where my copy of this set went. The minifigs are meh. I really dislike the Whack Rats. It was a toss-up between this and the Empire Dragon, though I love Ninjago dragons, so this ranks a bit lower. I genuinely think Cole's speeder car is better, and Cole doesn't even have shoulder pads in that set. And yes, this is also worse than the Stormfighter battle from 2020. Let that sink in. Now for 2021, which contained Season 14, The Island, as well as Seabound. Yes, I did say Season 14. Though this was also Legacy's final year of life, which brought some great sets. But we're not here to discuss good sets, we're here to discuss absolute stinkers. And there is only one that can go to, Jay's Electro Mech. It's crazy how they can take a once good set and turn it into this. There's also the Final Flight of the Destiny's Bounty remake, but I'd argue that this is worse. Just look at it. They took Legacy 2 Jay and put a Legacy 1 Jay's mask on him. Wow, amazing, truly incredible, give that designer a raise. There's also Legacy Izor, who comes in 2 other sets that year, and basically fills in for Legacy Chop and Kapow and the other Anaconda cultists that aren't present. But I've had enough talking about this set, so let's move on to 2022. In 2022, the final season of Ninjago came along, and honestly, every crystallized set is fire. They're all really great and pretty flawless. But earlier that year was Ninjago Core, which served as a shell-forming season. I seriously see these sets around even 2 years later. I really like some core sets, like the dragons, but some others aren't that great. Though my pick for the worst has to go to Lloyd's Ninja Mech, which is here for mostly the same reasons as Jay's Electro Mech. In fact, this is pretty much just a reskinned version. I'm trying to look for a redeeming factor here. The lime green sword is cool, I guess. The figures are alright. Not great, but alright. Okay, who am I kidding? I would never purchase this set unless it was to complete a collection. Moving on. Next we come to 2023, which introduced us to Core Wave 2, and a whole entire new show, Dragons Rising. I think all the Dragons Rising sets are really good, even the 4+ ones, so I will have to pick the winner for the worst from Core Wave 2, and I have to go with Lloyd's Ninja Street Bike. Lloyd's bike I talked about before is simply a better one at this size, and the minifigures are not that incredible. The Lloyd here is the same as the one from the mech we just talked about. And the Bone Demon's pretty meh. Yeah, it's not a fantastic set. Now there's finally 2024, and whilst there has already been 16 Ninjago sets released so far, it is still too soon to tell, as the June wave is yet to be revealed. And who knows, one of them could be absolutely abysmal. So I think that about wraps it up for this video. Let me know your least favourite sets in the comments. Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, share the video, or click on one of these videos on the screen now. That's been all for today, folks. Have a great day and see you next week.